Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Adam Hildebrandt and really have to be joined by Josh Peck and Jerry Trainor who are here to speak with the Speakers Board and to speak to students. So excited to chat with you guys for a little bit. I grew up watching you guys on television, so this is kind of a neat moment for me. But yeah, welcome to Stillwater. You guys have been in for a little while now. Did you get a chance to look around the place a little bit today?
A little, not really. It was we got in. I think we both got in late last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just kind of walked around the hotel, which is I kind of.
Fortunately,
I saw
it's an
outside the
award-winning
hotel.
campus, and so that like the gardens and stuff right outside the hotel, that's some of the best parts. You didn't have to go bar to experience campus, which was nice. Obviously, you guys are both long time in the entertainment industry, still out there today. Talk to me about why you wanted to go into acting to begin with. Like, how did you get started? Josh, we'll start with you.
Oh, I was a chubby boy, and it wasn't going to be Little League for me. And so I found that I had like a little bit of a knack for performing, and I started doing all the typical like school plays and whatnot. But then I was like, I would watch Nickelodeon and be like, there's clearly a higher level to this. And so when I'd be like yelling at other third graders, I'm like, be on your mark. You're not taking this school play seriously. They were like, maybe you should audition for something else. And I auditioned for Nickelodeon for my first show, and it kind of slowly built to this thing where I moved to California to do the Amanda show, and then eventually Drake and Josh.
Sure.
Nice. I wasn't gonna talk about my weight. I was skinny, like you could see my heart beating. That skinny. I don't know. I did plays in high school, and I loved it. And then I went to college, and weirdly, I went to UC Santa Barbara, which is one of the only UC schools that has an undergrad BFA in acting. But I didn't know that when I went there. So I was like, I'm gonna get like a fallback degree in communications. And then I took a drama class, and she was like, you should major in theater. And I was like, that's not a thing. You don't do that. And then I did it. And then I met an agent through that, and went down to LA immediately, and it was just like off to the races. But I always knew I was desperate for attention, so that's why.
Wait, so you're a trained actor? You're like,
I'm what we call a thespian, Josh.
hey, you did all the
And I feel like you never gave me the proper respect
don't,
on set.
and don't expect it ever.
That whole thing where he was like, hit your mark, that he did that to
Yes,
me.
to you.
He's like, Crazy Steve, hit your mark. Know your lines.
Yes, it's
Well,
all
It's
I
like,
have.
God, you're like 13, shut up.
This is why we have chairs, because I know where I'm supposed to sit. I don't
That's
have to
right.
move, so I don't
Yes.
have to be
This
concerned
makes
about that.
it very
Yeah.
easy.
Yes.
This
That-
when you're being a trained actor, chair acting is
The best.
101. That's what we learn first.
You want to freak out an actor, give them props.
That's right.
Actors don't like props.
okay.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Note to self for next
my
interview
hands.
of actors: bring props, get them up there.
Yeah. Make
Interview
us
someone
sweat.
while chopping something.
Oh my God.
Bad.
A cooking show and an interview. That's what they were built for. So, how has the How has the industry changed over time from when you guys first got into it? Because you obviously got into it at a very young age. How did it change over time to today?
I think, it's just as sort of challenging, and there's always, as much as there's, a million new streamers and new opportunities, there's always different things that you have to navigate. So I find, I don't know if Jerry, you agree, like I have the most respect for people with time in, like time under tension. Because I've seen arcs and crests of people who have a moment and you're like, oh, you're the next thing. And then it kind of fizzles. But if someone has stayed in the business, like Jerry, like so many of the people that I like and respect for 10, 20 plus years and done good work and just kept at it, that's when I go like, you're a lifer like me. Like I respect that.
I like that phrase, time under tension.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like it's a weightlifting term, like time under the bar.
Oh.
Building a muscle.
Yeah. We're getting jacked for our art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George.
I think I've always said, I call it perseverance. Like, he's absolutely right. Like, the industry's always changing. You know what I mean? Like, everything's always changing. And the industry is just going to continue to evolve and change. And opportunities are different and weird and scary, but it's like, stick around. It's like, stick around and I love LA, I love the people there, and I love the industry, and it ebbs and flows, but it's like, I believe your time will come if you put in the work and you stick around. Because a lot of people don't. Like, I've had so many friends that are just like, we want to start a family. We're going to move to Oregon, or we're going to do something else, because I didn't get staffed this year. Yeah. And there's like kind of this like arbitrary time limit that they put on themselves. Whereas I just went, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm staying under the bar.
Yeah. You got so how much tension can you
None. Very little.
Depends on the day.
Come on, look at these guns. What are you even asking?
So, I mean, you mentioned there's always different opportunities and different platforms, different medias. Do you have something that you prefer one over the other? Obviously, you were making shows for younger audiences for a long time. Is there something that you enjoy more than the others?
I mean, personally, I'm a sitcom fan. I love the multicam. As soon as I did it, I fell in love with multicam. And I think that was a little bit my theater background. Like, I love that you shoot it quick. It feels very immediate and live. That's the thing I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like, I don't know, I'm easily like, I did this show called Trainor and Hooch. I was like TV's low rent Tom Hanks for a season. And what I liked about it was every episode, it was like, we got to do some drama, we got to do some action, some comedy. So like, I just like keeping it fresh and having a new challenge. So it's kind of like whatever the next thing is what I'm into.
Well, I know there's at least one person in this room that really would like more Trainor and Hooch episodes if you ever get the opportunity to do that.
No, okay.
I think about the characters that I grew up watching you play, which was Crazy Steve, and you were on iCarly, certainly you with Drake and Josh, and they were wacky, certainly, but they also had their serious moments. They were goofy, but they were caring and showed grit at times. What is it about using comedy to portray all of those different things that stands out to you guys?
Wow. I just think comedy is I don't know how to answer that. I mean, comedy is what I just think it's the great diffuser. And it's like, if there are sort of like heightened moments or dramatic moments, it's like you kind of need that comedy to kind of like release the tension a little bit. But I always love a comedy that has heart. Like you were saying with Trainor and Hooch, it's like the heart is like what makes it's the foundation that allows you to get really wacky, but then come back down to like reality. Sometimes I feel like if something's too absurd, where it's like you're winking at the audience and you're not like committing to the bit, you kind of like, you never come back down to this like foundation of reality. You just kind of exist up here. And that, I feel like, for me as an audience member, I can tune out. But if there's heart, then I can buy into whatever craziness you decide to do.
Josh, I know, so to that end, you had the character of Josh who was goofy and would say things for emphasis, like that sort of thing. But then you always came back to member of the family.
That's a line reading, by the way. He just line reading. He will freak out, dude.
I cannot tell you how many times my family has referenced over the years. But what was it about kind of getting into those other types of storylines, whether it be sibling relationship, parent relationship, over the course of that show that kind of stood out to you?
Well, I think it's why the show has had some staying power, is like it came down to this fundamental idea of like, it was just about family and everyone could relate. You know what I mean? The great like Norman Lear, who was sort of the oracle of sitcoms for 50 years, right? So wrote some of the great sitcoms, but he would write all these different kinds of things that people would be like, well, you're like a Jewish kid from New York. Like, how do you know, how can you relate to this? How can you relate to that? And he'd be like, because I'm a brother, I'm a dad, I'm a son. Like, that's who I'm writing for. And I think that when you have the guts to be vulnerable and believe that your human experience isn't that singular and unique, that a lot of people could watch what you're going through and go like, oh yeah, like I've felt that exact way. That's when you get to the magic, right? Because that's what you want when you watch something, to slightly feel like, oh my God, I do that with my brother or my uncle or my mom.
I'm sure you had this experience. What's it like when someone comes up to you and says, hey, I connected with that character for this reason. Thank you for portraying that.
It means a lot. It's just, I don't know. There's no like cool way of saying it, except like it really, it makes me feel a lot of joy and proud.
Do you guys have like a most quoted line back to you? What do you get a lot?
Yeah.
What do you get?
I get, you ate my enchilada.
Yeah, I get that too.
All the time.
Do they say it with the fervor that the character
Yes.
does. Yeah, they just come up
Yeah,
here.
were
But
saying
you are
when
my
people, what do you think when people come up to you and if they relate to Crazy Steve, I get concerned.
Yeah.
I call the police immediately.
You're mentally unstable.
I don't. I love them.
mentally unstable.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, boob. I get called a boob a lot. Yeah.
I feel like maybe they could start with something else.
Like that's what I'm yelling at people.
Yeah.
You think that?
So, Jerry, you studied at the Groundlings,
I did.
and there are many, many comedic actors that have come out of there that shaped a lot of comedic lives. What was that experience like for you? What did you learn when you were there?
It was great. I loved it. It was the funny thing about that is I was slated to do their sort of advanced class when I got iCarly, and I called. Do you know Mitch Silpa? He did a couple episodes of iCarly, but he was a Groundling, and I called him and I was just like, hey man, they called me to do advanced, and I really wanted to go through the track to get into the Groundlings. But he was like, you would be in improv hell. Like you would be leaving set. And the hours on set, as Josh can attest, are long. I mean, you're there all day. And then I would have to go and like rehearse with other people and buy wigs and costumes and stuff. But, years later, I started, doing the Crazy Uncle Joe show, which is their Wednesday long form. And they'll call me and ask me to do that every once in a while. And it was my favorite improv show anyway in LA. So I got the best of both worlds.
Was there much improv on set in those long days?
Here's the way I think a lot of people think there is, but multicam is very much a writer's, because there's 4 cameras, the continuity has to match, because we're all on set at the same time. His reaction has to match my reaction and vice versa. And so the improv happens sort of in the rehearsal, like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when you're rehearsing. You'll come up with stuff and maybe pitch it to the writers, and if they like it, they can put it in. But when you're shooting it, it's really got to be on point and tight, and you got to know when those laughs are coming and hit the mark and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you're so right. I did this show, a few episodes of the show, How I Met Your Father, and the people who were running it had just come off of 5 years on on This Is Us, right? And so, like super beloved show, drama, hard hitting. And I would be like, oh, this must be like a fun, like, breezy job for you guys. He's like, are you kidding? He's like, this has to work. He's like, on a single cam, he's like, we could save it in the edit. He's like, maybe a scene doesn't work. He's like, we can massage it.
He felt
do
there was
some
more
things.
pressure?
He's like, this is harder because there is no saving it in the edit because it's 4 cameras.
Yeah.
It's all got to work. So it was interesting.
Interesting.
So, Josh, you studied the Professional Performing Arts School in Manhattan. Another long track record of successful acting. What was that like for you?
You're a trained actor too?
For 6th and 7th grade, yeah. We did quite a lot of, I did a clip about this on my pod the other day. Like, I kind of there are a lot of like LaGuardia and fancy performing arts high schools in New York. Mine was kind of like if you were in the Bloods or Crips but could like play trombone. Like, it was kind of janky, but it was dope. Like, I liked it because.
By the way, you pitched that sitcom, please. Trombone playing gang members?
And
I would love it.
yeah.
That would rule.
Yes. But well, the best part about it was up until 6th grade, I was in normal public school in New York, and I was like the weird kid who was into performing arts. And then suddenly I went to performing arts school, and I was like, oh, I'm with my people. And it finally seemed like a life in the arts was possible, instead of like, yeah, do this now and then go to college for business. So I think that was the best part. It encouraged you to be that performer.
Is there anything that you guys haven't got to do yet that you'd like to try?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, have you done Broadway?
No.
I think I would like to do a play on Broadway at some point.
Yeah, we'll play.
I
What do you
think
like?
I think the trombone gang member, we could do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be the Latin king with a bassoon.
Okay. I just want a tuba. I want to make it hard for myself.
Yes.
Womp, womp.
It's heavy.
You're gonna have to.
You got the stuff? Womp, womp, womp.
You're gonna have to weight train. You're gonna have to weight train more to carry that around though on stage.
Look, I get it.
This guy,
I'm working on it,
he's
dude.
he's too comfortable with us now.
Dude.
Y'all make it pretty easy at least.
My time under the bar was helping.
Josh, is there anything you want to try?
Oh man, no. I'm pleased.
I give up.
I'm here.
I'm done.
Go Pokes. You know what I'm saying? That's where my head's at.
Speaking of Go Pokes, there are students here who dream of going into y'all's industry one day. What would you say to them?
Well, I would say that whatever version of it that you think is your destiny, the thing you're going after, be open to a life of making art. And it won't happen exactly in the way you expected. So,
Here.
you know, if you think
100% that.
it's got to be that. Like, as long as you are okay with being an artist, and I know it can sound a little corny, and creating it in whatever medium, be it social media, be it, you know, in TV and movies, just be open to all of it. You'll probably get everything you ever wanted, just not in the way you expected.
That's super. That is spot on. That I couldn't say it better.
All right, last thing. Can I have you look at that camera and give us your best Crazy Steve look? Just dead eye into the camera.
Crazy Steve, look. Right here? Dead-eyed?
Do it.
He's a live wire. Just look.
Wow.
Just remember, he ate your enchilada.
It's just like 20 years ago.
It's not time yet. Yeah, wow.
It's just the character comes alive out of nowhere.
My college teachers are proud.
I don't think there's a better way to end that. Guys, thank you so much. This was thoroughly enjoyable. Thanks so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
And
Thanks, man.
looking forward to hearing you guys a little later tonight.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time. Go Pokes.
Go Pokes!